So this is a brief video of removing the engine mounts, the front one and the passenger side, right hand side engine mount on the Honda Odyssey. This is a 2003 model. So I've actually pulled them out. You can see if you look down in here, a little hard to see there, but you can see some brackets positions there. And to do that, I've had to pull out the battery and unclip things like this cable here goes on the end of this thing right here. I've had to pull that off, and basically you got to get the engine mount between these two hoses here, the lower radiator hose and the upper radiator hose, and it's pretty tight because it's got to come between these hoses and the shroud right here. But it makes a big difference if you get good access. So that's the tricky one. And to make it a lot easier, you really want to pull this Y bracket off the top of the mount. You can see if I show you down here, this is the old engine mount right here. So forward is this way, and this thing goes right on here like this. And you'll see a little knob there, right here, there's a little knob sticking out. And so when you mount this thing, you got to make sure that that's up against that little knob there. So anyway, it's a lot easier. You really have to take this thing off the engine. Now this one here is a little tricky because there's not much room to get the bolt out between the bracket and the mount. So the first thing you do is you undo all of these bolts. There's 4 of them. One here, another one over here. Once you've got all of those off, this whole thing becomes loose. Now remember, of course, you have to have the engine. You got to have the engine jacked. Take the weight, and I did them both, the side and the front one at the same time, so that I wasn't straining the other mount when I was jacking it. Jack the whole engine up. Okay, so that's basically what you have to do. You take this off first, and then you have to fight this thing out, like I said, between those radiator hoses. And here's the new mount, and you can see it's in really good shape, whereas this one's totally blown away. And then here's the new side mount over here, and you can see it's all good and intact. I'll show you on the other side of my garage. Here's the one that's totally toast. It's got the rubber's completely cracked, and it's completely done. So one other thing that I need to mention is there's this little harmonic, this little balance weight. That has to come out first because it sits over here to the side of the engine mount, right about there in the car. There's a couple 12mm bolts that hold that thing in. They have to come out first. This has to come out first so that you can move this thing sideways inside the engine compartment. Now I have to put the new one back in. And this guy right here, it's going to be the challenge. The one on the side, that's a piece of cake. Okay, thanks for watching.